So Constitution Day is on September 17th. What do you guys think of the Constitution?
Absolute terrible. Needs to be redone immediately.
I think it needs a lot more reform for the changes that have happened since then.
I think a lot of the things in there, they do need to be reevaluated, I guess.
I think we just need to update it on more equality, equity, stuff like that.
Okay, so the Constitution, I feel like it's outdated, like some of the stuff on there.
I think that our Constitution that we have for America is to some degree outdated, but I also think it is very historical.
You can't put a price on how valuable the Constitution is. I think when you look at us versus other countries throughout time, no matter the crests and troughs that we face, the absolute security of our freedoms in the Constitution is what has kept this country together and kept us great through thick and thin.
Do you think the Constitution is outdated?
I mean, I think it has to be. It was written in the late 1700s. It wasn't written for the 21st century.
Extremely. It's completely outdated. It was written by those that don't represent the both of us at the moment, and it didn't represent everybody at the time.
Yes.
Yes, a tad.
There are a lot of outdated things in there that nowadays aren't accepted.
To an extent, like when people talk about the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms.
Not all of it's necessarily the easiest applied to now.
Do you think that the Constitution is a portrayal of the patriarchy since it was created by the Founding Fathers?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I would definitely say so, especially since when you reflect back on those who were writing it at the time and you see it's all old white men.
I mean, I think it's impossible not to. I mean, they didn't have another perspective, nor were they seeking it.
Absolutely, yes, I think so.
It should have been made by a group of diverse people, but back then, you know how it was back then.
Yeah, I do, and I agree with her. It should be revised by different people.
The time period, was rich old white men, and that's exactly what that document says and stands for and vouches for.
I mean, just because words were written by men doesn't make it part of the patriarchy. I mean, if it were written by women, it wouldn't be the matriarchy.
I'm going around with this petition. As you can see, I've already gotten some of your fellow students to sign a petition to abolish the Constitution, create a whole new one, to be more inclusive, more politically aware of our surroundings in 2021. Would you guys be willing to sign this petition?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Would you be willing to sign that?
Sure.
It should be abolished. It's time for a new Constitution. It wasn't pronouns like they, them, stuff like that either.
So we should include the new pronouns in the Constitution?
Yeah, to make everyone feel included.
The issues of social and cultural differences within our country have been such an issue, predicated by the control that the federal government has over everything, and the federal government is governed by the Constitution. And
so you would say that the Constitution is the root of our issues in this country?
I mean, it's one of them. You could also lead it back to capitalism.
I would have to look into it, so I'm not going to make a decision on something I don't really know that much about. In the future, if it comes a time that we need to, then I think we should.
Someone could come up with one that's better, then sure, why not? Why not give it a try?
I would like to see a document, in the future to be put together by a more diverse group of people.
I think that is a very naive idea. I think a lot of people who, see, surface level problems tend to think, oh, maybe we'll just tear everything down. They don't realize that the Constitution and its guarantees have actually kept a lot of problems from happening.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Grumpy Snail podcast right here at the Grumpy Snail, here at SOB Studios with your host, me, the uncancelable Jonathan Snyder, here again with another video this weekend. Before we get started, make sure that you hit that like button if you like these videos. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more videos. As always, we post here at 12 p.m. every Sunday, Grumpy Snail Podcast. And share this on all your social media platforms, or don't, do whatever you want. Either way, we'll be here making these videos no matter what, because I don't have anything better to do. As always, we're drinking our beverage. Sweet as always. This weekend we're drinking some Old Smoky Tennessee whiskey. prepared my favorite way in an old-fashioned. And you look at me and you say, hey, you're a bit dressed up this time. Well, you know what? I was inspired this weekend by AOC and all the other elites at the Met Gala. Got all decked out with the awesome message on the back, right? Am I right? Huh? Alright. That's right. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it like we do every week. So yeah, the elites at the Met Gala, that was something else, right? Nothing like a bunch of hypocrites and dressing up, acting like they give a crap about the little man, right? They're up there, their $30,000 ball special nonsense, walking around, ignoring all the rules, right? Because, I mean, we're supposed to be masked, right? We're supposed to be wearing masks because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're vaxxed or not. You got to wear the mask. You got to wear the mask to protect yourself. Protect yourself from the unvaccinated. You got to. You got to wear the mask. Unless you're elite. Then the little plebes wear the mask. You noticed all those pictures? If it wasn't horrifying enough, all these pictures, people spray painting messages, stupid, dumb messages on their dresses. Of course, the worker peon, slave, indentured servant people wearing their masks while everyone else walked around completely unmasked. Does the hypocrisy know no bounds? Does it? I don't know. But that's the world we live in today. That's the world that we've built. That's the world that we voted on. Speaking of voting, of course, California voted to keep their governor, Gavin Newsom. Of course they would. I mean, the whole state's like 66% Democrat, 33% Republican. Why? I mean, you know, with the independents and whatnot mixed in there. Why? Why would they get rid of Gavin Newsom? I mean, he's doing a great job in that state. So why would you get rid of him? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, at least keep him for another year, and geez, maybe vote him in next go around. I don't know why you wouldn't. The guy's doing a great job. I mean, it's one of the best states. He's got the shutdowns out there, you know, and the mask mandates that, you know, the Met Gala everybody followed, and you know, things are going great. I think the whole country should be modeled after California, and that's exactly what Biden's plan is. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we voted that guy in too. Something else that's going crazy. This whole Nicki Minaj thing, right? Am I right? I mean, why hasn't somebody locked this woman up? I mean, she's out there giving out all this medical misinformation. Why is she still free? Why does Twitter let these people roam around their sites giving out all this nonsense? We all know the truth, right? Y'all know the truth. Nicki Minaj out there saying that all these bad things happen because you take the vaccine. I mean, her friends, cousins, brothers, aunts, second something step, you know, reaction to the vaccine over there in Trinidad. I mean, you know, that wasn't Pfizer or Moderna or J&J. That was the weird Chinese nonsense vaccine. So even if it mattered, even if this whole Nicki Minaj thing was true, like if she actually did say all those things that they said she said would, whatever. It's this Chinese vaccine. Come on. The Chinese people suck at making medical things. The medical things come from the U.S., right? And then, you know, it gets too expensive, and then we export all of the production to China, and then we get back cheap crap that breaks, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if those reports are true, because it's a Chinese vaccine. Come on, people. Buy American. Why aren't we shipping these vaccines off to Trinidad and having them do some Pfizer? I mean, that was approved by the FDA, right? I mean, even though the members of the FDA are resigning over this whole fiasco, still, they'd be better off with our vaccines than the crappy ones. So yeah, I mean, it's no surprise that that Nikki's out there saying all these things. I mean, everyone knows that the elites get to say and do whatever they want, and there's no consequences. Just like the Met Gala, there's no consequences for the elite people. Us working class people suffer all the consequences. I mean, the article is out about Facebook having their whitelist. You know, the people in the whitelist get to habitually break, you know, community guidelines and rules and stuff, and they just get to continue to do it. And everybody else, out the door you go with your little COVID-19 misinformation stamp in your forehead. I mean, are you, the liberals got to be, you guys watch the news, right? You watch CNN and stuff. This is on there. This isn't conspiracy theory stuff. This isn't Great Reset nonsense. Okay, this is actually true talk, real life, and facts. I mean, only what the establishment says can go on these sites. Okay, that's it. That's we can't have anybody out there saying whatever they want to. All right. The First Amendment was written so that everyone can speak the truth. And then if you say something that other people like, you can't say it. You cannot say it, okay? We had to write this rule down so that you know, people who said things we didn't want to hear couldn't say them. That's why we have this. That's why we wrote this down, okay? And I mean, even that is offensive to people. Even having that written down is offensive to people. That's why the National Archives put the trigger warnings and stuff on the Constitution and the Declaration, because these are dangerous. These are dangerous words on these pages. They seriously can cause some psychological and physiological damage. All right, so it's important that we lock these things away, hide them, and if, God forbid, somebody looks at them, there's a warning to protect them so that they're not hurt, because that's very important. It's very important that people do not get hurt. I don't know what we'd do. I don't know what we'd do if somebody were to see these things. That's why we have them locked away in the building. In the building that you can't go to, okay? Just like Congress, okay? Just like the Capitol building, we can't have people going into that building, okay? We cannot have people going into the building where all the representatives that they elected go to, okay? They've got to get that fence up, okay? And no, don't take it down this time. Leave it up, okay? I know they put it up for this riot that's happening this weekend, but that fence needs to stay up, okay? We got to protect these people in that building that nobody's allowed into, okay? Heed my words. Kind of lost my train of thought where I was going. I had somewhere I was going. I was down the road, and now I'm just stalling. I guess I could move on to the next subject. God, don't you hate it when that happens when you're like, okay, I'm like building an argument to a point, and I stepped in a hole and slipped and fell down the mountain. And now I'm so broken laying here at the bottom that I can't even try to get back up it. All right, so serious talk here. This whole General Mark Milley situation. I mean, this Bob Woodward book that's been leaking all this stuff has been a fly in the ointment, okay? For a while now. These leaks coming from this book that hasn't even been written yet. It is a mess. It's a mess. So one is the phone calls to China, right? 2 is the conversation between Milley and Nancy Pelosi, and 3 is General Mark Milley taking over command, by telling all the subordinate people that they are to listen to him, or they are to pledge loyalty to him, or whatever. This guy that's just supposed to be an advisor. He's not even in the command line. The SecDef should be the person in the command line that would go, no, you listen to me. But General Mark Milley did it. So I don't know. I don't know where this is going to go. I mean, I have an idea. I would assume they would leave him alone, because Mark Milley is like our hero. So they should leave him alone. I mean, hasn't he suffered enough? They stuck him up there in Congress, asking him a bunch of questions about I don't even know what, the 9/11 thing. They were upset because he's reading Kendi's books. Now people can't read books? What is this country coming to? It's fascism. That's what it is. You should be able to read whatever book you want. Let Mark Milley read the books. Of course, he's supposed to, I guess, testify in Congress. In Congress again. I assume it'll go something like this.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
So yeah, that's just common sense, right? Of course, it's gonna look something like that. So yeah, I mean, nothing happens with these people, right? I'd like to see who's going to be the next AFT guy, right? After we got their Chipman dropped out. Can't wait to see who the next one's going to be. Anyway, I guess we talk about it every week. We talk about the immigration thing with the border, the southern border, because that's the important one. Nobody's going to be coming across the Canadian border. I mean, you'd think they would, considering how crazy Canada is. They're up there wishing they could have the concentration camps that Australia has, but they just can't seem to pull it together. Even though they're all under the Queen's rule. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, these camps are really, really important. I mean, even China has camps, right? They got their Uyghur Muslim camps up there. And I know what you all are going to say. The whole Uyghur Muslim genocide in China is that's a complete conspiracy theory, but, Nancy Pelosi let the cat out of the bag this week. Of course there's a genocide going on against Uyghur Muslims, but we We gotta get this climate change thing under control. We just gotta do it. And I mean, if that's working with a genocidal country, it's just gotta be done. You know? I mean, if the Nazis out there with their Auschwitz, you know, if they were going to help us with climate change, we'd work with them too. That's the point. We gotta, I mean, this is a crisis. Okay? This COVID is nothing. This climate change is a serious crisis. Okay? That's why you guys have got to stop driving cars. Okay? You got to stop driving cars. You got to stop eating meat. Okay? It's gotta be grass. It's gotta be grass from now on. Most people have a yard. Okay? So, if you don't have a yard, if you live in an apartment building, your buddy down the street has got to have a yard, okay? So, no more meat, only grass, okay? Only grass. And you gotta stop. You gotta stop running your air conditioner. It's just gotta stop, okay? If it's hot, deal with it. Okay? We can't keep doing this to the planet, alright? We gotta stop. We've got to stop. You know, you gotta stop using lights, okay? When it's dark, it's dark. Alright, no more lights, no more air conditioning, no more cars, no more meat, okay? We've gotta stop. We've gotta stop this from happening, okay? And I know what you're saying. People are out there flying their private jets and stuff. Okay, you know what? These are busy people, and they've got stuff to do. And they don't need you butting into their business, okay? So sit down, shut up, and eat your grass. Alright? I shouldn't have to say this. I should not have to say this. This is common sense. Common sense. Where was I? Oh yeah, the immigration thing. This video came out.
People are playing in the water, just going back and forth between the United States. We're heading back over to the bridge now, where you can see this is where they're walking to. And this situation is completely deteriorating. Several Border Patrol sources who are on the ground working that bridge down there tell me that this situation is, quote, out of control. They need help. They say there are not even enough porta potties or food or anything down there to house all these people. You can see they're now setting up tents.
Are you sure that wasn't like downtown LA? It kind of looks like it, doesn't it, with all the tents?
They've got their laundry hanging up. This is literally turning into almost some sort of it looks like a large refugee camp that is being built essentially underneath an international bridge right here.
So these are supposed to be Haitians? Hey, that's an island. How are they coming across the southern border?
In the United States. And the problem is, Border Patrol sources and City of Del Rio sources are telling us they're hearing there are upwards of 10,000 more migrants who are on the way right now.
Here's the answer in 4 simple facts. 1. According to a recent study from Yale, there are at least 22 million illegal immigrants living in the United States. 2. Democrats plan to give all of them citizenship. Read the Democrats' 2016 party platform. 3. Studies show the overwhelming majority of first-time immigrant voters vote Democrat. 4. The biggest landslide in American presidential history was only 17 million votes. Do the math. The payoff for Democrats? Permanent electoral majority for the foreseeable future. In a word, power. That's the point, no matter what they tell you. American workers be damned.
All right, first of all, don't listen to this guy. He's a white nationalist, okay? Don't ignore that. Second of all, if you're a Democrat, you can stop listening. You can stop listening to this right now. This message is just for Republicans. Don't worry, Democrats. I'm gonna put these Republicans in line. So you guys don't have to listen to this. You could go, cheers and Godspeed and whatever. Go away. It's just for Republicans. Listen. All these immigrants that are coming across the border, the southern border, okay? The Democrats want these people to vote for them, all right? And something you guys need to understand is that these people are like socially conservative, okay? These people will vote Republican. All right? It's not that hard to appeal to all these people, all right? So I don't understand why you guys aren't siding with all these Latin voters, these Hispanic people. I mean, most of them are like conservative Christians, okay? They're being tricked. They're being tricked into voting for Democrats. I don't understand. It's not it's not that hard. Okay? Look at people that come here from Cuba, even Mexico, from Venezuela, from even people that are coming from Slavic countries, all these people that come here, the North Korea defectors, they're coming here for freedom because they don't have that where they're at. Even if they're left leaning, they're still coming here because this country at this current moment is still the bastion of freedom. And these people will vote for you if you give them the reason to. But you can't just keep going, "Are these people coming to take your jobs?" Because they aren't. Okay? They're not coming to take your jobs, okay? Nobody's taking these jobs. Every freaking business out there has a sign on it, okay? Because people aren't working. So get your crap together, because I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of your crap. But until next time, that is the podcast. I bid you a great weekend. Hopefully, when we join up next weekend, same time, same place, here at the Grumpy Snail Podcast, things will be better. Hopefully, all we can do is hope, because we've got nothing else. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen, and Godspeed.